This would be the perfect opportunity for an Amazon App Store promo. It's not, but it would be if I was still sponsored by the Amazon App Store, because Summoners War prices are going to increase for, not for everyone, for many users in certain territories. It's actually not just Summoners War, it's all Com2us games. Prices are going to increase. Some of the prices are going to be the same, but it's based on price tiers that are set by not Amazon. I was still talking about and thinking about Amazon. It's based on price tiers that are changed from Apple. So Apple is increasing all of its prices. This is based on like bigger global economic trends. The value of the US dollar compared to other currencies. So for the most part, this is going to impact people in South Korea, which is actually South Korea quite a bit, which we're going to take a look at the percentage in a second. Europe, most people in Europe. Japan, a few other territories, but let's get this started. But this is not screw Com2us, they're so greedy. This is based on Apple stuff, so things that Apple are doing. But Google Play should be still the same. Amazon App Store should be still the same prices. We're going to go into some other data in just a second. Let's review this because not everyone gets to see it. Greetings from Com2us. Recently, Apple announced the policy, but I figure you guys would at least like to know who is affected. Again, this is just for Apple users, but we'll take a look at some other stuff in a second. Recently, Apple announced a policy to increase the price of in-app payment in some countries, including South Korea. There's actually a pretty steep increase in South Korea. I wonder how much this hurts this game or other games if the whales are like, we're paying 25% more now. I don't know. But again, it's not everywhere, right? So we would like to inform you in advance of some of the price adjustment planned for the Apple App Store that Summoners War is planning. We are planning to maintain the existing price as much as possible to minimize the confusion of summoners who use the Apple. Why do I keep saying Amazon? Because too many promos in the past, so I'm so used to saying Amazon App Store. But this is not. They can't maintain this necessarily in all cases. However, please note, in-app payment prices are divided into designated tiers according to Apple policy. Also, there are price tiers where the same price tier as before does not exist. There may be price differences for some products in this price range, but we have adjusted the tiers to maintain the original price as much as possible. The change tier plan is as follows. Tiers that are not included in the plan below will remain the same. So these are all, and you see this is in euros, but these are all the new prices. This is the old prices. Like, for example, if you were going to buy a pack for 30 euros, it is now 32 euros. So it's a $2 difference. We can take a look at, because there's very steep increases in South Korea and Japan specifically. Also, I believe that, was it Vietnam has a new tax? I believe. So that also takes into account that. So Vietnam, I think, is more as well, but South Korea and Japan were significantly more. Price change applied to the App Store. Only Google Play Store will have the same price remaining. Also, Amazon App Store. There's other. It's not just those three. There's other app stores as well, but for the most part, I know people are already using Google Play a lot, using Amazon App Store a lot. In addition, the app price increase will be applied to the countries and products from October 5th, but it's hard to predict when the price change will be fully implemented by the specific date. Also, I heard a date for Summoners War Chronicles of November 30th is when it's planned. That is the date that I heard, though. So just a little bit of extra info on that. Let's take a look at some other information. So as early as October 5th, again, it's the same what Com2us said. Prices of apps and in-app purchases, excluding auto-renewable subscriptions, which those auto-renew subscriptions are also different tiers and different pricings and different contracts. The developer retains more money from those auto-renew subscriptions. So that's handled a little bit differently. On the App Store will increase in Chile, Egypt, Japan, Malaysia, Pakistan, Poland, South Korea, Sweden, Vietnam, and all territories that use the euro currency. In Vietnam, these increases also reflect new regulations for Apple to collect and remit applicable taxes, being value-added tax and corporate income tax. America doesn't have value-added tax, by the way. We also have, so this is the changes for Europe. This is from the Apple developer site. But this is the changes for some of the Europe tier pricings. This doesn't mean that $65 payment would be now $169. This is just that there's tier numbers that the developers have to price their in-app purchases on X tier. Like, oh, this pack is an X tier price. Like, this pack is like, make this like Donkey Transmog. Donkey Transmog. Wow. New Donkey Monster is coming in 2023. Make this like a tier 30 30 package, so it would be $35.99. That's the pricing for that. So it's just based on, like, they tell Apple, do it for this tier, make this pack this tier pricing, and then that's what happens there. So I don't know where. So Vietnam, I don't know really what to make of this because I don't know what the pricing tiers were before in Vietnam. South Korea, it doesn't say here, but there's somewhere else that it said that the prices for South Korea and Japan. We should just look at that instead, because this is just showing us the tiers, not the actual prices here. Yeah. Oh, I did highlight it. Good job, me. Well, the firm didn't specify the reason for it. No, you're just reading off a website. This is not a good job. While the firm didn't specify the reason behind this, it's likely to counter weak local currencies against the dollar. The percentage hike varies across regions. For example, prices in South Korea have been hiked 20% to 25%. In Japan, they've raised by 30% to 35%. In regions that use euro, the hike is around 8% to 10%. This may vary based on different tiers. Here's also some information on the average price of in-app purchases over the past year. And then we have, what else? Oh, this is another thing. Let me show you guys. These are the EU countries that use the euro. I think it's not. So the Europe, the countries that use the euro are not just countries in the EU. So there's a couple other countries in addition to this, but this should cover most of you guys are from these. If you live in a country that is not one of these that also uses the euro, I would assume that it would be the same situation there. And then here's just a little bit more info on the App Store model, how much Apple gets and Google gets versus how much the developer gets. So that's it for this one. I think we don't need to make this a crazy long video. I will see you. Just wanted to give you guys some information because not a lot of people know this. Not a lot of people got the memo. So now you have the memo, but it's not I hate to be like, oh, it's not Com2us fault. It's not Com2us fault, really. They're not increasing the prices for everything all across the board. It's just based on Apple's decision. So this is based on Apple and greater economic factors, whatever, based on that. So that's it for this one. I'll see you as always in the next one.